there's like the bug flip and stuff like that. But I don't feel that my technique is on the actual flip. You know, it's supposed to go like perfect orbit like that, right?
Yep, exactly. So you ideally want to catch it opposite hand. It'll be a little bit easier for you.
Okay.
There you go. We'll get into it. Let's do this. So the first thing, I brought some tennis balls, and they have a purpose. And as you get into this, whether you teach people or you're just doing this for your own part, I found this to be useful, and a lot of the Russians would use this too. So basically, they use the tennis ball is just something to hold to get down the initial swing, as well as a couple of the overhead and mill patterns, because we need to make sure that our steps are right. They need to be all really sharp 90-degree turns. We'll get into that in a second. The first thing is the pendulum swing. So hard style swing, it's like you're using your hips, boom, aggressive, right, blah, blah, blah. You can have your hands also far away. Sports style is like where you're really tall, right? And you're basically standing real tall, boom, you come out here, and keeping that nice tall posture. The pendulum swing is a little bit different. You're already kind of doing it there, which is where basically we start to go down. So if I start up here, and then we also want a bend in the elbows. So we start with the squat, and we're going to go level with the ball, level, and eventually we'll hit the peak of our squat here where we need to get. At this point, the ball drops, it's going to come way up into our crevice. At this point, the bell is flipping upwards, so the momentum is going to then pick your butt up and you'll straighten your legs. You want to keep your chest up if you can, a little bit. So you're looking ahead, and then from here, you're going to come down, and then back up, and you're going to switch and you catch. So you can just kind of toss it, switch.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so that way we get in, because we're going to flip. Everything we're going to flip is going to be right here, right about shoulder, chest height.
So you start, before the bell starts to fall, you're already starting to squat?
Yes, you're squatting with it, and then you hit the peak, and then it goes up, and you're going to extend the legs. This is the part that's weirdest for people. It's the second part. Coming up, and then coming down, up, and then just throw it, catch with the opposite hand, and then drop down. Boom, 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 boom. Just helpful sometimes to use a ball because there's no weight. We can just work on the form. So go down, yep, up in the crevice, up with the legs, chest up, good, down, boom, and switch. Down, up, good, down, back up, and switch. It's a good way to warm up too. Down, up, good, arms back, good, yep, and then back up, good, and back up. Now we can take a little bit faster, not like crazy, but get a little bit more of a rhythm here. Up, there we go. Boom. Yeah. Up. I think about like a bounce.
Yeah.
Bounce.
Now, what about breathing? Like, what are you thinking about breath-wise?
I definitely take it. I'm usually, I don't think about it so much when I'm right here. When I start going for flips, I'll actually breathe with the number of flips sometimes.
Okay. It's kind of like GS. The GS style swing, it's an exhale to catch here.
I'm thinking, exhale.
When it contacts the groin, it's like that's an exhale.
That's a really great question. I appreciate you asking that.
Because like in hard style, it's actually an inhale on the way down. It's like it's a very explosive max effort. GS, it's actually a double exhale. Like it's a very
good point.
Because you're using the compression of the body to get the air out. So you're not actually exhaling actively. You're letting the bell push the air out of you. And the inhale rebound happens.
Right, makes sense. Yeah, and again, it's much more holistic movement in that way. But in this case, we want to be really relaxed.
Yeah, I noticed that when I watch you. It just looks like really elastic.
Yep, exactly. I really just let my posture do the work, and it's all momentum, because that bell, when it goes up on the backside, is going to carry you up, boom, boom.
Are you ever straightening your arms out at all, or is it always kind of elbow bend?
I'm really almost always elbow bend. The only time you really straighten your arm out is maybe a little bit when you catch. You'll have a longer reach, because you're going to follow the bell through the air.
Yeah.
But when you actually catch it, you'll want to catch it with an arm. Your arm actually will come up to the bend.
And when you're bringing the bell out, like you're trying to keep it fairly close to you?
Yes.
Not?
So exactly, another good point. That's why oftentimes I'll say T-Rex arms.
Yeah.
So that way it's like, you know, we got our elbows here. It doesn't need to go far. In fact, like when we're doing this, we start flipping it. Our hands will be right here.
Yeah.
So we're going down, up.
Yep.
T-Rex arms. Move. So I kind of exhale. Yeah, well, right now. So, and when we do this, when we grab the bell, you're literally like, you'll be coming up, and then you can just let go, and the other hand will come right there. So you'll basically just replace, boom, boom, and you're gonna just basically let go. What's also gonna happen? Here's another thing we can do with the tennis ball.
Yeah.
We can kind of like see how long we can float with it before we grab it again. So you can kind of sit here and go, wait, boom, a little bit. It's actually easier to do this with the kettlebell. But when you get it up, boom, you can wait and kind of travel down with it a little bit. Because we should be able to catch the bell at a lot of different points in space. It's not always going to be at that perfect height. Although ideally you do want it around the shoulders. Chest. And of course, you can also, you know, if you start and you want to start stepping, you know, you can step, toss, boom, boom. So you go opposite hand, opposite leg, boom, same thing backwards. That's the other thing too, is we're really having to do that hand-eye coordination. The cool thing about the kettlebell though is you won't have to think as much.
Yeah.
Because when that thing starts flying, the tactile response to your hand is, I think about it like being like a baby, like when it's first born, you can put your finger in its hand, it's just gonna automatically grab it.
Right. Yeah.
So in that case, it's like, it's gonna be revolving and it will hit your hand.
Yeah.
That's also important to know because we don't chase the handle when we get into this. We're not going to chase the handle. That's what a lot of people want to do, is they want to flip it and then pull their hand over the top. Really, you want to have your hand here, and it's going to up to it.
Right. Seen that?
Like actual juggling stuff?
Actual juggling, like before you juggle the ball, you use scarves, because scarves is a longer fall. So people this is obviously going to fall a lot faster than a scarf will fall, right?
That's interesting.
It's good. People that have a hard time connecting hand and eye. I don't know if a scarf would be useful.
Interesting. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So far, the tennis ball served me fairly well, just because it's a pretty good tool to start there. Cool. Well, why don't we jump into the bell? So just grab, 10 kg, whichever one you want, maybe yours or what have you. It's really good.
Flips.
I'm gonna go. Height to the bell. So first thing, let's just do that pendulum swing. A couple of those. So we're just kind of, and actually, I mean, you can start, whether you start, how to start with it regular, or you can start from like kind of a kickstart. So I'll sometimes just pop it, boom, here, bounce, exhale, bounce, bounce. And your hands will switch just like that right here at the top. And you should feel that kettlebell come all the way up into your crack.
You're kind of pushing it.
Yep, well, yeah, you're gonna it's gonna engage, so the bell, when it hits your hips, your hips are gonna kind of acquiesce to that pressure from the bell, and that's how it's gonna hit, that's how your hips will come back, and then as the bell comes up, that's when you'll notice it'll really come way into your junk a little bit.
Right.
Yep, you're just maintaining T-Rex arms. Boom. Bounce, bounce, see if you can let it hover for a minute before catching it. Or not a minute, but a few seconds. Maybe a second. If you can just kind of let it stay suspended for just a little bit longer. Ideally, you want the handle to stay flat.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do, is just keep it from moving too much.
Yep. So it should kind of just stay suspended in the air. And that's the point that we call, and you may call it, float or suspension. I noticed that if you pull it towards you just a tad at the top,
Yeah,
it makes it even easier. Cool. Good. Keep going. I'm gonna throw one more challenge at you here. Let's see if you can get 3 taps on the bell while it's flying. So 1, 2, 3, and you'll switch every time.
On the handle.
Yep. Right at that point of suspension. You can, you know, so like because you see how, see if you can like keep it like that. 3 is a good number. Basically, like, the cool thing is that loftiness, similar to maybe sport, is that whether it's a clean or a snatch, you'll just find yourself under it. So, ideally, for example, eventually we keep going with this, we can do like, say, a pop. We call it a pop simple, or I call it pop. Well, a pop reverse, actually, from the clean. This is just an example, but basically it's like, when you start doing these swings, boom, whatever's catching it, I can then pull it up and pop. So it kind of gets up there, rests, and then I can do a reverse. But let's go ahead, and that's just kind of give you an idea. Let's go ahead and do the simple. And we'll start there. So simple is the most basic flip. So what's happening is the bell's going up, and anytime you're either going to use 4 fingers or your thumb. So in this case, with the simple, we're going to use the 4 fingers. The bell's traveling up, and because it's going up, the natural momentum, when I first started this, I thought it was the other way around. It was more natural to do a reverse. But the truth of it is the natural momentum is as the bell's going up, Alright. Okay, good. Good. If you got the same hand down, that's easy. Or well, you got it down at least. Okay,
So this is with the thumb, right?
Thumb is reverse. Yep. And then simple is with the fingers down. Reverse, reverse, simple. You're catching same hand there, which is great. And now if you want to catch, eventually we're going to do opposite hand, so you're going to have that hand up there. So remember, you're going to throw to your hand.
Got it.
Hand's going to be up there just waiting for you. Keeping those T-Rex arms. Regardless of what flip we do, This is going to be about our release point.
Right.
The only time that it may be a little bit higher is when we start doing mills, but we'll get into that here.
So you're releasing about eye level? Or?
Yeah, well, for this right here, anything right in front of you, for the most part, we want to release it, at least for one flip, about chest to eye level.
Yeah.
And then when we start doing multiple flips, we have to go higher.
Yeah.
So that way it has more time. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
That way we can keep catching it. So it goes up, but starting 1 right here, 1, 2, and kind of going up. So I'll tell you, there's basically 8 flips. There's simple, heli, mug, and oblique, and then there's a reversal, all of them. But there's only 5 of them, but it's actually 5 that people will associate as being the main ones because the reverse, which is just with that thumb, feels really natural.
Yeah.
The other reverses, reverse heli, reverse mug, and reverse oblique, are more awkward. Still do it, but it's just gonna be a counter motion more towards inward towards the opposite. But anyhow, so you've got simple reverse. I saw you do the mug. Why don't we go ahead and do that?
Okay.
So we're just going out. So right there at that suspension, boom, and I have my other hand right here to catch. Thumb up, kind of like a handshake. Mugs and obliques take a handshake hand. Like you're gonna shake someone's hand.
Oh, I see, yeah.
Handshake hand is ready to go.
And the reverse mug is just with the fingers?
Reverse mug is with the fingers, yep, exactly, to the inside and across your body. So it's definitely, it requires more range of motion towards the, in a weird way across your back. You got it?
Yeah, I try to keep the handle like linear.
It's weird.
I want it to be perfectly like this. But
It's hard, the reverse is definitely harder to do that with the mug, for sure. Like once you start getting into like triples and stuff, it's way harder.
yeah, you can see that I'm like getting thrown off on the angle.
And then also the way your hand is gonna come inward to catch is different too.
Right.
Whereas that on a regular mug like that, it just stays on the outside.
Yeah.
Good. You will get to a point where you could basically take a sports style swing
Yeah.
and employ it for this, but the pendulum swing will grow increasingly more important as you start doing mills and overhead swings, which are all those steps, all the ones where you're stepping and throwing and turning.
Okay.
That's where it starts to get more complicated. For the most part, the first 5 are pretty easy. That's the mug. Since we're already on the handshake catch, let's go ahead and do the oblique. So oblique is where we're going up and down. So it comes up, and this is regular oblique, not reverse. I have my handshake hand here. This is actually probably the hardest one to catch because you're going to catch it in this window right here. Boom. So versus like, it has your whole hand to hit the length on a mug. On the oblique, it's got to come right there in that loop. So I'm going to come right here, boom.
I see.
Right there. So go ahead and try that. Nice and easy. Just have it. This is the hardest one to catch, for sure. There you go. You almost just have to let go versus you don't really even have to power it.
Right. Don't put too much.
You put a little gusto into it and it'll go real fast. You'll need that when you get into doubles and stuff, but that first one's just crazy. Just like that. Notice I do that sometimes too, where I'll come up on my toes like that. I think it's okay. I just want to be careful.
Is that a bad idea? Just
Nah, I mean, when you're doing simples and stuff like this, it's.
I kind of do that with the
I think it's fun. I mean, I do it. I do it a lot. It's just, frankly, the cool thing about kettlebell juggling is it's very natural. Whatever happens, your body's gonna tell you. So when you start, when you start throwing, when we start going in the overhead looping motions, that's when you're gonna have to plant your feet in the ground to push off.
Gotcha.
Really engage the legs even more. This part's more like just skill, more than it is of like particular, really using our legs and our core.
Yeah.
It's not so much a workout as much as a skill in this part. There you go. You could probably even bring it down a little bit lower. And if you wanted to try the reverse, you can see what that's like. You got to push it up though, and put your hand under.
Yeah, okay.
It's a little awkward. I figure.
You have your thumb over top like that?
Thumb over top, and then what's gonna happen is you're gonna push up. So it's like you're gonna push, like you're gonna kind of almost like tilt your hand forward but up with your thumb coming out. Yeah, there you go. But have catch with the other hand. This one's awkward for sure. I had a lot of difficulty not long ago just trying to get triples with this on a 16 kg. It was really tough.
You gotta put a lot.
Because you gotta put a lot of awkward spin on it because you gotta go high, and that movement you only have so much range of motion in the wrist.
Right.
What's up?
Hey.
Are you
Sorry.
Garrek?
Yes.
Hey, what's up, bro? Welcome.
That's the man,
We're
Charlie.
gonna jump in.
Charlie. Charlie, nice to meet you. Eric.
Cool.
Garrek.
We're just
Garrek,
going
Garrek.
to the
Sweet mustache.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm glad you made it out.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I just want to see you racing so long, and I want to feel about your energy.
Absolutely. What gym are you at now?
I'm actually at CrossFit Nashville over in the Nations there. East is great. I really enjoyed it there. I think
Is that the one on next to Shelby? There?
it's East Nashville. Yeah.
It's like when you're headed towards the bridge to go to
Yep,
downtown.
it's like right.
It's like an industrial. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's next to the go-kart place over here.
Feel free to put that wherever you want. That's fine. Dude, no, you're good, man. I'm just kind of catching memories. That's all. So here, try start with this. Teach you quick. Charlie, you can kind of for a second practice. I'll catch him up pretty quick. So, first thing here, we'll get into kettlebell in a second. You swung kettlebells before? Yes. Yeah. So, there's a hard style swing, which is what your experience was where you're coming through the hill, you're going to be aggressive, the bell is hitting your hips back, you're coming back, and then you're using your hips to move forward. It's very ballistic, we might even say aggressive, it's a strong swing, it's a hard style. There's also a sports style where your posture is going to be really tall, and you're almost not going to bend your legs at all. It's a little bit in between. And then this, what we're doing here is what's called a soft style or pendulum style swing. And how we're doing this is basically, we're gonna have our elbows at a bend, right here, yep. And then we're gonna drop down and we're gonna squat with basically the bell. Here's our bell basically. We're holding it. We're squatting down. And then once you hit the, you keep your chest up. Once you hit the peak of your squat, your hand's gonna come down into the crotch. Once it hits your junk, your crotch, it's going to go way up into your crevice. The bell's actually going to flip upside down. It's going to elevate your legs while your bell is still in your hand. Single hand. That's not a good question. Yeah. So single hand up. So you come with me. We'll start here. Yep. So we're just going to drop. Squat. Keep your chest up. Go down with the leg. Yeah. Legs. And then it comes right here and then up. Yep, and then chest up, look up, and then we're gonna go down, and then up, and then basically up here we're just gonna toss it and then switch, keeping our hands palmed down. Then we're gonna squat with the legs, down, and then up, yep, and then back, down, and then up. Good, switch, and then down. We're gonna feel these, yep, and then really it's just all the legs in this one. We're gonna keep our chest up. There we go, switch. And really extend those legs. That's the weird part. And then back. Good. Up. Good. Down. Up. Good. Up. Good. So think about it like this too. It's almost like a bounce. So we'll pick up the speed just a little bit to get a little bit of a flow. basically it's like when you get it. We're gonna get like. Can you still see me right here? No, you're good. Still. So it's like right here. Good. About feet over the bar. Good. So we're gonna hold it out. T-Rex arms. And then go. We're gonna go down, down, down. Down, down, down. Extend the legs. There you go. Because that's going to create momentum. We want momentum. There you go. Bounce down, squat every time. Squat, squat. Squat. You can pull it right up to your chest level. And you can exhale. Bring it so high, pull it just right to chest level. You can kind of let it float. See if you can just let it float. I'll turn. You can stay right there. There you go. Bounce. Bounce. There you go. Using your legs. So come down with those legs and then up. So every time is a little bit of a squat. There you go. Good, man. There you go. Now you pick it out. It's looking like a pendulum swing. Good. Awesome. Looking good. Looks like my weights worked. Looks like my weights worked.
Oh, good, yeah.
Cool. All right, Garrek. Is it Garrek?
Garrek.
Garrek, gotcha.
Like Garrek with the G.
Got it. All right, Garrek. So now see if you can get 3 taps on the bell while it's floating in the air. So you just go tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap on the handle. The way you want to do this, keep it flat. So keep the handle flat, and all you have to do,
So don't rotate it.
don't rotate it, just keep it flat. You can even just let it float there for a second. The last one for you, Charlie, keep going. You do really good sailing. Most people, yeah, you have a little bit more inertia. So you go 1, 2, 3, you should catch opposite hand. 1, 2, 3. Garrek, we want to use momentum. So the easier it is, the better. So we want to be able to do this kind of a rep without having to do almost any work at all. Because eventually we will use heavier weight. There you go. Get that bend, get those legs bending every time. There you go. So it's a little bit of a squat every rep. Squat, squat. There you go. Get that butt down. Let's see that butt come down. There you go. There you go. But you know, and just keep your chest up.
Gotta work on that mobility.
It takes a little bit. This is a skill. This first starts as a skill, and then it evolves into a workout. Good. Do a few more of those. Hey, what's up, big guy? Wanna pick it up?
Don't worry if you dig one.
Oh, you see the tennis balls. There's some fun things in there. Okay. So, Charlie, for you, if we can advance this a little bit. Tennis ball again.
Or any of this like kind of vertical stuff.
You know what? Why don't we do that? Actually, let's do that. I think you'll probably like that.
I mean, you're the boss. I don't know.
Well, I think that's a good point. That was my other option. You went right into it. I was like, okay, I want to do mills yet or not? So, what I love to teach is, yes, so that's the next one. Is basically you're going left to right, just simple to your hands. Your hands up here, boom.
Get you up here at shoulder height.
So, yeah, shoulder height, again, you can have your T-Rex arms. You can go a little bit farther out this one. You can kind of swing more against your posture. As you come down. Eventually, we're going to take that, and we're going to be able to use it for it. We can swing, step, swing. Right? Swing. And I can open up, but right now just get good, like almost like you're trying to be like an animal, swinging back and forth, right? That's great. All right, now, so for you, I think you pretty much got it, Garrek. There you go. It's kind of like the bell is floating, so like you should see how it stays flat, and you should be able to just kind of like watch it to where the handle's not moving. Oops. There you go.
This is different than how you swing it across.
Way
I'm
different.
used to swinging by the angle.
The way you're going to get a workout doing this is by getting in good reps and working specific drills. Yeah, get more flow going. Yeah. So let's go ahead and do the simple. I think you're ready. So
Let's do the what?
they're simple. So there's four flips.
Okay.
Each one has a reverse, but there's 5 ones that feel comfortable. The first is called the simple. It's the most basic kettlebell juggling move. So we're gonna do that same swing. You already got it where you've got it where it's like floating. Great. You can just take your hands right here. Perfect. Right. Same thing. Everything we do is gonna be right here. Chest, shoulder height. And you're either in any of these, you're either gonna use your thumb or your forefingers. In this case, because what's happening is the bell is traveling up. The natural momentum is for the simple is just to use our forefingers. So as it goes up, you're gonna push down at the pivot point, down, while your other hand is up here, up above it. So when I push down, I want you to think like this. You're throwing to your hand. It's even worth saying out loud. You're throwing to your hand. Because what's gonna happen is you'll forget to have your hand there, and then you'll flip it, and then your hand's gonna go do this. And it's gonna chase it, and it's not gonna be good. You're gonna drop, you're gonna drop it doing all this, but you don't wanna do that, because it's just you're gonna chase it, and that's gonna be hard to catch up. So you want your hand to be here, so when I'm throwing to my hand. So my left hand is here, boom.
Okay.
Hand is here. Yeah. Boom. So I'm having my hand right here. It's like a gator chomp. Boom, and I'm just, it's super light. So remember, this swing is super
good at floating. Yeah.
Boom, so just like that float, right? And then all I'm doing is just pushing it down. And I have that.
And you're still catching both swinging on your hands, yeah?
Yeah, palms down.
Both hands are like
Both hands up, yep. Like a T-Rex. Like I said, T-Rex is where we want to start and kind of stay. Because it's out here, check it out, I have to chase it, and then what do? I go off my center of gravity. So it's like you are the eye of the storm. Everything's happening around you. In order for that to happen, you've got to keep it in your proximity so that way you can remain under your center of gravity. And that's when we can start getting floats and doubles and stuff. So let's go ahead and get that first one. I think you got this. Cool.
Maybe not quite like how you're teaching it, but I've done this before.
Okay. Just get a few swings, let it float, get used to that float point, and then when you're ready, have that extra hand up there. So you'll get a few swings. Boom. And have that other hand up there. When you're ready, just
That was solid.
Put legs down here. If you start there, you want to start in launch. You'll come back. You'll go ahead and lift the kettlebell up. Apply a little pressure. Yep. Squat down with the butt. Then hike. Up. Get a few swings. Boom. There you go. Whenever you're ready, take the other hand and just. I got it. There you go. Good. Good. And just make it a little bit lower. It doesn't have to go so high. Perfect.
That's too low for me.
That's right. That's perfect right there. There you go. In our heads, keep going. In our head, we want to think efficient. How can I make this easier? The easier, the better.
Yeah, I noticed that. Like, you stay more relaxed. Like,
Yes.
less is more if you see the flip.
That's right.
Like, the more relaxed hand.
That's how we're going to be able to get in triples
Yeah.
and doubles and stuff. Saying super chill, super relaxed, right? So you're on.
So you're talking about the for the side flip.
Yes.
You're actually turning
You're
90
chasing.
degrees like that.
Yes, but you're still. Oh, go back. Go back. Just do the left and right. You're still chasing. So have your hand up. Hold on. Have your hand here, and then don't. You're kind of coming up. Right. Notice. Yes. There you go. Yes. There you go. Oh, you're chasing. Don't chase. Have your hand up.
Here.
Yes. And then catch. Yep.
Catch before this arm lowers down.
Right. You probably don't even see it. If we roll back the camera, you'll see it. But your hand is coming up to do it, even though it's right here to start with. So just keep it here.
Yeah, so I'm throwing it to this hand.
You're literally throwing it to the hand. Exactly. There you go. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Get a few of those. Butt down, butt down. Good. Boom. Hike. Yep. Whenever you're ready.
Wait, you flip it
Bounce
down,
back.
right?
Yes. In this case, for the simple. You can catch same hand, but try to catch. Yeah, try to switch hands. That way you get both.
My stance was too wide.
You're good. Yep, yep. You can't have it too wide. You want about just a little bit more than shoulder width. Yeah. Boom. Get that butt down. You want to look ahead. You should be able to look ahead all the time. So you should be able to. Versus, you don't want to head down.
Oh yeah, like a quarterback.
Like a quarterback. Yeah, like I'm surveying the field.
Okay.
I didn't even play quarterback.
Well, neither did I.
That's a
That's
good
what I'd
point.
imagine.
That's a good analogy.
Because
Huh?
yeah, so you can.
I like
see
analogies.
the field, yeah.
Yeah. Try it, butt down. That lift. You may want to get, so it's not a bad idea to get a few what are called rhythm swings. Eventually the simple will be your
You're right. Yeah,
get a rhythm,
first.
yep. And then you can start to flips. There you go. That's really good. You're actually, but have that hand up there. You're throwing to your hand. There you go.
Face cards.
Good.
So have the other hand already ready.
Yes, and you don't have to go so high. Just
Right,
keep it nice
lower.
and easy, nice and low. Good. And make it just lighter and lighter. Like if you had to use as little energy as possible. This is definitely more like this is kind of deep clutter. Like, how do we make this super efficient, super relaxed? You'll find that it doesn't have to go that high. Keep it lower. So good point. Keep going, Garrek. So basically, when we do the reverses, there's a competition called half marathon, where we go for 30 minutes of reverse flips. To win this competition, you don't flip up here.
Yeah, it's more efficient to be low, right? Right. It's like jump rope where they keep their hands
Yes,
tight.
it's real low. Yep. So eventually, you can start challenging yourself to catch real low.
There's a competition where they just flip it for 30 minutes.
Yes, it's terrible. It's the last. It's called the half marathon. So I got second place in that one too.
So
And then I got just under 1,200. Yeah. I mean, at the end of it, your hands are like, it's the last competition because your hands are strong.
you just tear up your palm.
Yeah. There's a formula to that too. That one takes a lot. But you almost don't want to practice it because it's just going to destroy your hands. So you do that.
How do you even train for that? Where do you even
You want to
start?
try it like once, really, if I'm being honest with you. And like maybe do a few low reps.
Have you done it?
Yeah, I got second place on the last World Games. So butt down, get that butt down. Yeah. So when you approach, just think butt down, head up, and then go. Boom. And then just get that nice, easy.
Rhythm first.
Yeah, either way. Eventually, this will become your rhythm flip. Like you'll be able to just tap that. See if you can get a low flip, lower, like close to your chest. Have that hand there. Flip it to your right.
Right there.
Out of your left.
Okay.
There you go. Good. There you go, Garrek. Awesome. Good. So now, for you, Garrek, I want you to get a couple more of those, and then that's pretty good. Never done this before. Charlie has a little bit. He's had a lot of kettlebell experience. I've done this before. That's good. So now use your thumb, and you're gonna push up for the reverse. Same thing. Bell's traveling up. Watch. I'm going to push up with my thumb. So I'm reversing the momentum. So the natural momentum is with the fingers down, like you're just doing right there, the simple. The reverse is pushing up. Almost like you're pushing your hand forward and up. Nice and easy. And it's just rolling forward, right? So, up. Push that thumb. Forward. Push. Try it. Down.
I just know it's going this way.
Right down. Good, look up. Yeah, there you go. A few swings, there you go. Let's do a few swings.
Get in the flow.
Yeah, it's just
Get in the flow.
Just get a couple swings where you catch it. And then use that thumb. I'll let you practice. Okay, so you've got the
Check my form first. So I'm leaving it up here.
Yes.
And then your leg has what you have it in the air.
That's right. So we can do that. So what we'll start with. This place, West End is a straight line. Yeah, like we're kind of in the box. So I just kind of orient myself in one section, okay? One line. And so in this case, basically, I'd say I'm going to go parallel with the Parthenon, like the Parthenon West End. I'm going to flip from
I have 3 fingers on it, pinky off,
it's a regular simple.
and
Alright,
I gotta
start with
start
my
out like
right.
that,
I'm looking
throw my elbow
over here.
forward, and let it follow wherever my elbow goes.
So I'm going to start with my right. When I flip to my left, put my hip 90 degrees. It really doesn't matter which open left or right. But let's just say if I is flipping.
As it's flipping, you turn, right?
So that what happens is that opens that path.
Right.
So then you can swing down. Then you're going to, as soon as you release, you're going to turn and catch. Boom, and then you have to do one switch. Boom. So it's going to be the opposite.
And then you're
so,
going to turn.
Closer to that.
Well,
Yeah.
you can.
Turn back.
You can do that.
Oh,
or
you
you
can do
can,
either.
I would recommend just going like a U
Okay.
in one shape versus just going a 360 belly, so you don't mess with your brain too much.
Yep.
So in this case, like let's say we let's face this way.
Go get it!
Start with our right hand. So we're going to flip up to our left and then turn. And then flip again. Right,
There we go.
There you go.
Oh, dang. I went 2 left this time. I don't know why.
Yes, and then on that second. Okay, that's good. So that's good. Yeah, that's good. Keep going that. Boom. Get some rhythm swings. Good. And when it comes to the top, use that thumb. Okay, good simple. Yep. Get some good simple swings. That's good.
Are you not entertained?
Did you figure out that the other side? North side?
No, it's good. I gotta get my brain around it, but I think you got it.
Every time you release the belly, you're gonna turn. Like you're gonna turn every time. It's gonna be the second part. And you got to turn step right there.
Yeah.
So if I turn here, I catch it here.
Then you're trailing when I go follow. Yes.
And up
Flip.
here.
And then you'll swing down. Yep. You'll swing and you'll come up. You'll flip it.
Turn to the right.
And we hope. Well, yeah. If you want to keep going.
Oh no!
If you want to go, well. I'm trying to figure out what to do. I'm getting more repetition in this. Up. Follow. Step. I would go ahead and do one flip. That way you can kind of hang out here for a sec, catch your brain. So you're gonna switch.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
And then once you switch, and now your left is swinging, then you're going to open that hip up, your right catches, swing through, trailing leg follows, because you're right, you turn 90, release, catch, boom, switch, boom, step, go through, step,
Yeah.
catch. Otherwise, you're just like stepping the whole time.
Can I see you do that?
Yeah.
I just want to watch what your feet are doing, like what the timing is of the feet.
So I'm going to start right here from my kickstand. I'm going to pop it, swing, catch and step, catch and step. So then I'm gonna do this for a sec. Hang out, boom, boom. It's really, the bell is actually gonna tell you.
It's like, yeah, as soon as it releases, that's when
Yes,
you turn.
because it's open. It's really, it's almost like yes, you're applying the pressure the opposite way. So when it releases, it just releases that hip. Yes.
I'm trying to figure it out.
90 degrees.
I can't throw. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yes. Boom. Yes.
So you're supposed to
Yeah,
go
you
like
can do
this.
that. If you want to just go like left and right, go like that. There you go.
Yeah, okay.
That's very good. I do think barefoot helps at least in the beginning. Eventually.
That's for the pivot.
All right, you got the reverse?
Yeah.
Let's see it.
Ah!
There you go. Good. Good. There you go. There you go, Garrek. Good, man. You figured it out. That underhand catch is pretty gnarly. Release the, in this case, you would release your right hip. Your right hip would open. You would catch with your left. Yes. Yes, there you go. Good. In this case, yes, yes, there you go. That's how you go in circles. Yep.
Okay, now I just gotta do it with my left. My left. Yeah, because you're always kind of opening up
Yep. It's literally
away from
your-
this hand.
What's happening is another way to think about it. You're going sagittal plane, sagittal plane, sagittal plane, boom, frontal,
Yep.
sagittal. Sagittal, frontal, sagittal.
Yep.
Hip hinge, the lateral swing. There you go. You got it. Now just make it easier first. Actually, but I catch your breath. That's good, man.
Yeah.
So,
a bit more efficient.
yes.
Yeah. The flow. There's
A little bit like,
It's still too heavy.
yeah. And that's how it's gonna be in the first part, right? Your mind, your brain has to, like, you're thinking a lot. Eventually, like, man, you're just gonna be able to come up and just do.
True.
You just make this nice and simple. And then, you know, it'll just add on. So, okay. About 3.5 years. This year in August or so, it'll be 4 years. I've used kettlebells for a while, going back not as long as he has. So this guy's OG. But
Not juggling, though.
no, well, juggling is not even an OG thing. It's kind of, it's still a newer for sure. Especially Russia's had juggling probably for close to 2 decades, I think, in terms of the sport. Russia doesn't really export their culture. Well, I guess they did with originally with kettlebell, but
Yeah,
maybe it hasn't been that long. Anyhow, yeah, I mean, I got kettlebells back in like 2014, 15, and I just cocktail YouTube workouts, you know, and I learned the high pull, gunslingers,
Oh, yeah.
you know, halos, but like even my halo is different
Really?
because I use it more like a mace swing, where I'm like swinging against it, and that can help you start to turn and shift.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
So that way you can start to use that momentum.
Nice.
Transition.
What's this one called? Where you're turning like this way and this?
Oh yeah, well, it's oblique. Anytime that the bell is going vertical like this, it's an oblique.
But it's like you do something like that. Where
Oh,
you
yeah,
turn.
this is a whoop-de-whoop.
Yeah, like
Whoop-de-whoop, yeah.
that.
There you go, yeah, uh-huh.
Yeah.
So it's almost like you're coming. It's like you're coming to that halo position. So when I teach this to start, it's like you start in a clean, and then you'll turn, cast out, halo horns or horns up, and then you'll transfer hands. Boom. Yeah. Whoop. Boom. Horns. Boom. Up. But over time, you'll get to where you only use one. That'll be the smoother version. Is to where you'll cast and you'll just keep that momentum.
Yeah. Okay.
You kind of
Into
just
the
watch
other
the
hand.
bell, remember how we kind of floated it like this?
Yeah.
You kind of do that same thing where it just kind of goes around. There you go. Yes. There you go. And the cool thing is, you can step. So you can do that same thing we just did.
Oh, I can step.
Yes. And now you're right. There you go. Exactly the same. So now you can use that same transition. Boom. Do.
Yeah. Nice.
Right? You can step foot across too.
Yeah. Okay.
This is where it becomes real breathing. You're starting to use the bell to pull you through space. All right, you. Now, let's go to the helicopter. So the whole time we've had the handle flat. So when it comes up, it's here. We flipped it down, which is a simple. Flipped it up, it's a reverse. Now we're gonna flip it out. Either side, depending on the hand. So if I'm holding my right, I'm gonna push it out to the right. Turn, boom, out. And my other hand's gonna be right here, still gator chomp. Right, out, and it's gonna run into my other hand. All I'm doing is just pushing it out. Right. Oh yeah. You want me to turn some way? Good? Okay. Yep. Out. You want to try to keep it flat. Nice and easy. I go up. You can go a little bit higher if you want on this one. It's, you can have a little more time to catch. Good swings there. When you're comfortable, just use that wrist. It's a wrist flick to the outside. There you go.
That one I've never done.
Helicopters are different.
Yeah, that one I've never done.
But the good thing is, in this case, you still keep your palms flat. It's the next two where you're going to turn it. Don't think about that yet. Keep
I
your
gotta
palm-
practice leaving my other hand.
Yes.
I don't do that. I don't leave my hand
You gotta
out
leave your
to
hand.
meet
You gotta
it.
leave your hand there.
Or the handshake grip. This grip, yeah.
Because you're throwing to yourself, and yourself is the opposite hand. Like I noticed, and you're not doing a lot. But some people have a natural inclination to one hand, because maybe you're just thinking one hand.
Yeah.
You're catching. When you start getting into real juggling, you're gonna end up catching both hands,
Right.
turning. Yep. So that's what you just learned is actually what I would consider using kettlebell flow. Like, that's kind of what I would say is flow is really more like where we're shifting, using the bell, boom, stepping.
What would be like a easier, just to get people's feet moving, just like practice swinging and turning, or
Yes, I would say. Well, that's so.
like
You go back to our.
to time the turn of it?
So I go back to my handy dandy. So this is really this is a brain thing.
Right.
So more than anything, it's like you can whatever hand is opposite in this case. There's width and away. Okay. Width and away. In this case, we're gonna go away. Width. Step. Yeah, that would be width. But you're starting with the index. So you're doing your fifth hand, you're doing your hand, blah blah blah. Let's start away. So whatever the hip is that's opposite the hand holding is the one you're gonna go to the left or to the right. Boom. And then it'll come down. Boom. And you can step and follow. Away. Wait. The way I would recommend it is I would recommend going side to side, so that way you get both sides.
Work on this.
Yes. Yes. And you're noticing it's like you're shifting the plank. And it comes down, step, boom. And then what I like to do is just do a switch here in the middle, and then go back. So that way I like to do both sides.
cough kind of creeps in?
Yes, exactly.
That's how you get up off.
100%. This is like a martial art. This is where it becomes a martial art.
But you could reverse it. You don't have to turn to the opposite side, right? You can turn.
That's exactly what I'm saying. I would recommend doing
Like
the
you
reverse.
can grab it with the other
Yeah,
arm,
100%,
right?
because that way you're using both sides.
Right.
And then when you get to the end, you
There's
have
no way this is the lightest
you have
rock.
to switch it, and then you can come down, boom, and now have to switch it again, so that way you get both sides working.
Yeah.
Boom, and it gives you a chance to kind of catch your breath.
Hey, Jared.
You did one too where I think you did like, you tossed it one hand in both
Usually
directions.
that, yep. So here's what I love about that one. You wanna know my favorite thing about that one is? Alright, if I catch, this one's definitely for you, Charlie. If I catch, boom, with my hand across my body like that, which is not a common swing. I almost see nobody do this.
Really?
When I do this, check it out, then I can swing.
Oh, nice.
And what eventually will happen even better is I can swing and then tactical swing.
Oh, cool.
It's really cool, yes.
Yeah.
Where you at, Garrek? You got the helicopter?
This one's hard.
Let's see it. Back down. Yep. A few swings, a few rhythms. Just throwing it out. Jack's okay. Good. There you go.
Like, I'm only catching it.
There you go. Perfect. That's okay. Eventually, you'll even if you just catch corners, that's okay.
Catching the corners, okay.
Yeah, it's alright at the beginning.
Okay.
Eventually, you'll be able to kind of let it slide through your hand a little bit more.
Yeah, okay.
So it'll kind of, so that way you can.
I think just knowing that was okay. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay. Like, work your way to the middle.
Right.
Okay,
What
cool.
happens, like once your hand gets in that position, you kind of feel it slowly slide through.
So almost a slow go. Like, get your hand.
Yep, it's where it's right there.
Yep.
And then as it's dropping, it can still kind of keep coming, and then you can throw that in. But eventually, you can do a push back, and that's where you'll really get that corner.
Yeah.
Boom. Get it through. Boom, boom. That's a little harder. This takes reps. It's just reps after reps. So, hey man, let me go ahead and I'll hit the camera here since it's been going a while.